Good afternoon, Chairman Maroney, D'Agostino, Ranking Members Chicarella and Rutigliano, and distinguished members of the General Law Committee. My name is Christine Rutigliano, and I am here in support of the Bill 5434, an act concerning the regulation of cannabis. I would first like to say that I have never testified before and never been so compelled to testify for anything before. This bill is deeply personal to me, and I'm compelled to share my story because I feel as though it would help with making this bill become an act. My story isn't anything that I could have dreamed that would become of my family as a result of cannabis. I'm like you guys. I work, my husband works, we have 2 kids, we live in the state, we have sports, we have school, we dropped our son off at college, and I am the mom stricken by substance abuse in our family. My husband and I dropped off our handsome, intelligent, bright son at UMass in the fall of 2019. And in March of 2020, when everyone was shutting down to combat COVID-19, Michael came home from school. It was at that time that my 6-foot son, who weighed 110 pounds at the time, came home from college. He was someone that we didn't know and didn't recognize. As any parent would do, we chased everything that could be affecting Michael and Michael's body. Had no idea what was causing the problems with his stomach, why he couldn't eat, why he was unable to function. We took him to every single specialist in this state that we could. We went to every hospital. We went to the best of the best. We reached out to other cities, other states, anything that we could do to help him. After a litany of tests and unimaginable things that we had to have done in order to rule out everything else for Michael. After 13 trips to the emergency room, it was determined that Michael had something called cannabinoid hyperemesis syndrome, something none of us had ever heard of before, and something that I haven't heard addressed today when the health concerns came up. I would like to let you know a little bit about CHS and how destructive it can be, not only person, but to their family. Emergency rooms, gastroenterology doctors all over the state have been seeing this syndrome, and the damage that it has done. How do you get the syndrome? Well, chronic habitual cannabis use over a prolonged time. What does it look like? It is violent. It is unimaginably painful vomiting. That vomiting can only be stopped by IV sedation, hydration, or ingesting more cannabis. My son had never so much as had a stitch or a broken bone in his entire body. And at 19, he had 13 emergency room visits under his belt just due to CHS. Cannabinoid hyperemesis syndrome almost ended my son's life on multiple occasions. I cannot express the fear and the terror of watching my son turn blue after violently seizing from overdosing on cannabis and becoming unresponsive in mid-state's emergency room. If it were not for the expertise of those emergency room doctors and their staff, I would not have my son here today. He would be gone, and it would be because of cannabis. Just as proud as I was to tell people my son was headed to college on a master's track with scholarships in tow, I am equally as proud to tell you all that my son Michael today is sober. Michael will battle demons of addiction every day of his life. But had he not gone through substance abuse rehab, which continued as intensive outpatient settings, ultimately concluding with lifelong counseling, medication management, if that hadn't happened, Michael would be gone because of cannabis. Without the responsible parameters being proposed in the act before you, the risk and likelihood of other families living the nightmare that we have is great. Why would we purposely put families in harm's way? The suggestions for action in this proposal make common sense, and it is not too much to ask for. As your neighbor, a resident of our state, a parent to 2 beautiful children, I implore you to look at this bill as a responsibility that you all have to keep people safe. So please do the right thing and pass this legislation so that unregulated cannabis and cannabis abuse becomes something that we can manage. Our lives and the lives of our children depend on our actions to keep people safe. Thank you.
Thank you. Well.